I'm Dana Stubborn with the Magic of Somatic Money, and I had something pretty interesting happen in the last couple of days that was worth sharing here. And I know it seems strange, but it has to do with birds and money. So humor me. Okay, well, it is warming up here in eastern Washington. We are finally beginning to get some warmer weather, and with that, I'm leaving doors open and windows open and getting things planted and doing all the wonderful things that you do in late spring, early summer. And I left my patio door open, and unfortunately, I do not have a screen on it, but because of what happened, I'm thinking, maybe this is kismet. So I was running around the house a couple of mornings ago, and I was running around the house doing stuff, and I left the door open so my dog could come and go and we can enjoy the air and all that good stuff. And for just a little while, I was at my computer, ticky-tapping away, and I heard a commotion. I was in my office, and I heard a commotion in the kitchen in the living room. And Peanut, my dog, she was running around, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I came in. A bird had flown into the house with that door that I had left open. And I was like, damn. And Peanut was running around having a good old time chasing this thing. I'm like, oh, the poor thing. So I caught Peanut, put her in the bedroom, got the bird calmed down. And once the dog was out of the picture, this bird calmed down pretty good. And, I don't know if it was a she or he, but I was like, this bird, she would fly to a room and stop and just kind of look around and take note. And then she'd fly to another room and stop and kind of turn around and look and take note. And she was taking her sweet time, and I wasn't pushing her because I didn't want to hurt her, but I was talking the whole time. I kept saying, you really don't want to be in here, and I've left the door open and see the light, and you can go through the open door, and you can go back outside and be with your buddies. And I was just kind of, trying to herd her, like, how do you herd a bird, right? Well, I got her closer and closer to the door, and she just kept stalling. And so finally I got really calm, and somewhere between getting calm with her and her finally flying out the door, she did fly out the door, no harm, no foul. She did fly out the door. And then I kind of stepped back and I was like, now that was strange. Usually I've had birds fly in, come down stovepipes and fly into the house and come in open windows and fly into, I've had birds do that. And usually they go bananas because they come in and they realize they're enclosed. But this bird did not do that. This was the whole thing about this bird coming in once, Peanut was in the bedroom and this bird calmed down. There was something going on with this bird that was checking things out and taking stock. And so I started tuning in a little bit more. I used my spidey sense, my intuitive sense, my psychic sense, just to kind of tune in with the spirit of the bird of there are no accidents. What was this really about? And the moment I tuned in, I got a clear picture from this bird of where's the water bowl? And oh my God, I started cracking up. So this has to be a bird that's visited me before. Now, the location I'm at, I've been here a couple years, and I like to cultivate my environment. I like to cultivate my space. I've got my, Hummer feeders up and the bird feeders up. I set up a little solar water fountain last summer. I water the lawn. I mow. I'm planting gardens and flowers, and I meditate, and my Buddhas are out. And so not to mention all the energy work that I do here and the crystals and so I have a space. I set energy space. And it occurred to me the last couple of days that there are more birds here now than there were when I first came. And there's a greater diversity of birds. I'm hearing songbirds I never heard before. And there's a lot more birds. There were birds here, but there are a lot more birds, and they're on the lawn and in the trees. And so I've cultivated this whole environment, and I've always left out water dishes on my back patio so that, especially when it gets really hot here in Eastern Washington, these birds can dip in and drink water. And me and Peanut, sometimes in the evenings in the summertime, like at that twilight, that late twilight, we will literally sit out while the sprinkler's going and just, be in our like home kind of place. And the birds will come in and literally dip in and drink water while we are there on the patio within feet of that water dish. And that happened a lot last year. That happened quite a bit last year. Well, I hadn't set the water bowl out this year. And so when this bird came in and flew in and was flying around and doing its thing, and I finally got it out the door, and then I finally tuned in, like, what? This was no accident. What was this about? And this bird, I could feel it go, like, snapshot me a picture, and it wasn't words, but it was a feeling of, like, where's the water dish? Like, this bird knew me from last summer, came back, trusted me enough to come into the house to find out where the water dish was at. Can you believe that? Like, I don't know if I can quite believe that, but it would make sense, like how this all got pieced together. And here's the clincher. I immediately went and got the water dish, filled it up, went and set it out, and within 5 minutes, that bird and its buddies were all there congregated on the water dish, drinking out of the water bowl. So now, what does this have to do with money? Because, like, how am I weaving this tale? Well, I was thinking about this. Like, this morning I was out eating my breakfast, doing a little meditating, thinking about this, and it dawned on me, money environment. Like what I said earlier in this story, I actively, consciously cultivate my environment for good energy and animals to show up and birds to show up and good things to happen. Like I cultivate that energy here, and knock on wood, good things happen, good people show up, and that's a pretty big deal in the world that we live in today. Well, just 2 days ago, Spirit World had me put out one of those messages from the universe messages that I do in my other videos, and it was about cultivating good financial partnerships. Well, this is kind of in line with that of our money is the same thing. And in other areas of my work, I talk about this. Is like, if you cultivate a crappy energy with money, you're probably going to get crappy results with your money. And so this just goes to show that if you are conscious of the energetics that you're cultivating with your money, and the emotions you're cultivating with your money, and your thoughts that you're cultivating with your money, and overall this environment, this container that your money sits in and you interact with your money in, if you're paying attention to cultivating a better money environment with your money, chances are overall your money will work better. So this is a fun story about the bird, and the bird literally showing up saying, hey, where's my water bowl? That's funny. But then this is me turning around and saying, the only reason that happened was because I've been very conscious about the environment that I'm creating here being conducive for birds and the like. And money works the same way. And so I would encourage you to be aware of that as you move forward with your money space. Okay, that's all I got for you. Thanks for being here. Make sure to like, comment, follow, and I will see you in the next video.